Now that we know how to graph equations in slope-intercept form in y equals mx plus b form, we want to look at two special cases, and those are horizontal and vertical lines. So we're going to get a horizontal line whenever we have y equals some number. For example, when y equals -2, it graphs down here. And notice that every single point on this line does indeed have a y value of -2. So it is following this rule. If we have x equals a number, for example, x equals 3, we get a vertical line. And again, notice that every single value on this point has an x value of 3. So again, an equation is just a rule, and I'm following my rule. So let's look at a little bit deeper into why these make the lines they do. So usually what I see people do when they get an equation like x equals 3 is they want to plot a point where x is 3 and be done with it. But an equation represents a graph, not just a point. A point is represented like this. So if I wanted to graph the point 3, 0, that tells me to go over 3 on the x-axis and up 0 on the y-axis, and that would be my point. If instead I'm graphing the line x equals 3, I want to plot multiple points with an x value of 3 and then connect them all with a straight line. So for example, I might plot the point like I just did, 3, 0. I'll plot the point 3, 1. And I'll plot the point 3, 2. Again, all that matters is that x is 3. I have to follow my rule. Notice my rule doesn't care what y is. Y is not involved at all. So I happen to pick y values of 0, 1, and 2. But I could have picked whatever. So if I plot each of those, 3, 0, 3, 1 over 3 up 1, 3, 2 over 3 up 2. Notice that I do get that vertical line appearing as I saw up here in example 2. Connecting them with a straight line and adding arrows to show that that line continues. So again, that difference between a point versus a line. Looking at another example, again, the difference between why is it that y equals a number gives me a line and not a point? Well, a point, again, has to have an x comma y value. This represents a single point. It's telling me to go over 0 and down 1. And that's it. This one, on the other hand, is telling me to make an equation or make a graph of an equation where all my y values are -1. Notice it doesn't tell me anything about x, so I don't care what x is. I just need that y is -1. Well, okay, well, how about if I plot the point 0, -1, 1, -1, 2, -1. Again, I can pick anything for x. Maybe I pick 5, -1. When I plot each of those, that tells me to go over 0, down 1, over 1, down 1, over 2, down 1, and over 5, down 1. If I then connect all those points with a line, again, I can see that y equals a number does in fact give me a horizontal line. So in summary, big thing to remember is either that a horizontal line is for y equals a number or a vertical line is x equals a number. You can either memorize that, or you can, whenever you come across x or y equals a number, use this technique here where you just plot a few points with that specific value, with, in this case, x equals 3, or in this case, with y equals -1. Again, bring these with you. That way, if you have any questions, you can get them answered, and you can use this as a resource when doing your practice in class.